the Labour movement's past and perhaps its future. It's been a good week for the printing trade, all these manifestos.
Leader of the Labour Party.
Keir Starmer was here at the head office of the cooperative almost 18 months ago to start setting out his vision for government. And as if to underline there'd be no surprises today, he was back again.
Wealth creation is our number one priority. Growth is our core business, the only route to improving the prosperity of our country and the living standards of working people.
Not everyone in here was convinced.
But it's the same old Tory policies.
Point made, it was an early escorted departure for her, as Sir Keir responded.
We gave up on being a party of protest 5 years ago.
The Labour leader said his own upbringing meant he understood the reality of many families' lives.
I know what it feels like to be embarrassed to bring your mates home because the carpet is threadbare and the window's cracked. I was actually responsible for that because I didn't put the football through it.
And he emphasised his promise on tax.
We will not raise income tax. We will not raise national insurance. We will not raise VAT. That is a manifesto commitment.
But what about other taxes, I thought? I'll ask him about that later.
And another thing, because there may be some people here today who say, where's the surprise? Where's the rabbit out of the hat? To which I say, if you want politics as pantomime, I hear Clapton is nice this time of year.
That a joke at Nigel Farage's expense. This was Keir Starmer's conclusion.
I invite you all to join our mission to stop the chaos, turn the page and start to rebuild our country. Thank you so much.
In the thick of it now, let's see who we can grab for a word. Rachel Reeves, what happens if growth doesn't happen?
Well, I reject this idea that we can't be any better than we are today.
Are you going to win?
Well, no votes are being cast yet, and we're certainly not complacent. We're fighting for every single vote.
Is there enough in here to excite people? Because there's nothing new, is there?
This is a serious programme to deliver the change this country needs.
Are you going to win?
A single vote has not been cast. We are fighting hard for every vote. We take nothing for granted.
Well, you've nailed that script, haven't you? You deliver it just like that.
Plenty here have a message to deliver by hand and by bus. Next stop, Crewe in Cheshire. And that question I want to put to Keir Starmer.
You've been explicit about income tax, national insurance and VAT. What about capital gains tax? What about fuel duty? What about council tax? You're not being quite as explicit on those.
Well, what we've done is set out our plans in our manifesto. It's a manifesto full of hope and change for the future.
But you're not being explicit about those, are you?
So the plans in our manifesto are set out. None of them require tax rises over and above the specific ones that we have set out, well in advance actually of the manifesto.
What is the plan in those opening weeks, those opening months, if you get the chance to
We need to earn every vote, taking nothing for granted. We'll start the work on 40,000 appointments in the NHS to clear our backlog on waiting lists. We will start the work on setting up Great British Energy, setting up our Border Security Command, starting to recruit the 6,500 teachers we need and starting to recruit 13,000 neighbourhood police. They are all step one. That'll be the day after the election we start on that, sleeves rolled up, hitting the ground running.
There is still, though, plenty of road to trundle over in this campaign. Polling day is 3 weeks today. Chris Mason, BBC News, at the Mornflake Stadium in Crewe.